Best fight of the year. We're not going to give it to Carl Pascal. We're not going to give it to David Haye. We are going to give it to a fight that we had here on Tatanta this year, and it was a fight that supported David Haye, Enzo Maccarinelli. No, it wasn't. Not Joe and Jones. This wasn't the one. It was, though, a fight that involved Kevin Mitchell, who joins us on the line right now. We're just teasing Kevin. Welcome to the show.
How you going? You up?
Yeah, Kevin, good. We're very well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Yeah, I've just started back to train that. Just ready for February 28th.
February, fantastic. Is that going to be some sort of title or just a build-up show?
It's going to be a warm-up fight from your hand. It's going to be a warm-up fight, and I'm hoping for, so I'm hoping for an 8-rounder.
All right, Kevin. Now, we started the year, me and you, eating pie and mash, and you ended the year on another channel with a bad hand. So we started off lovely, but we went downhill from there, really, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, the hand trouble's been happening now for about 3 to 4 years, Steve. Right. And I've had the job done now. It's all been sorted out. It'll be ready this year for a massive year this year, for hopefully bagging the world title, or perhaps 2.
Now, when you look back at that Johaneson fight, Kevin, you went back, and I'm assuming you watched it the next day or whatever. Yeah. When you were watching it, did you realise how exciting it was? But also, sometimes you made a bit of a mistake because you let your heart rule your head. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
When you were watching it, did you think, oh, you idiot, box a little bit more? Were you thinking that?
Yeah. Well, I watched it a couple of days ago. I think the first 3 rounds, I think it looks like it's a world level fight. I look world class, and then 3 rounds after, I let him get into the fight for a bit for 2 or 3 rounds. And then what it is, I sit close to him, I drop my hands, I start slugging it out and having a trade-off with him. Just to prove to him that I was the stronger man, I think more than anything. I think that would be the last year of me do that until it gets to the big time, really.
Absolutely, Kev, because, as fantastic as it was for ringside, and it was great for us to talk about, and brilliant for people to watch, what you were doing there, as you know, I don't need to tell you this, you're a big boy, is you were allowing Carl a window to come back into the fight.
Exactly. I think what it was a thing, a pride thing that's always been in me, that I wanted between me and him. I knew he was British champion. I knew he more or less everyone in the British ranking. Yeah. He took pretty strong foot, and I wanted to prove to him that I could beat him at my game, and then also beat him at his game. And then I think at the end I switched it back to my game. I think I broke his heart.
Absolutely. You've got to stick with your game. Now listen, Kev, give us one of your highlights, not your fight. Give us one of your highlights of the year.
Highlight of my year this year, I'd have to say could be, let me see. Boxing. I think boxing in general this year. I think watching a lot of the champions, like Joe Kazaki do what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Ricky Hatton do what he's been doing. A lot of the fighters, but boxing in general this year is a big highlight for me.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment, that, Kev. It's been a big year, man.
Yeah, it's been a big year for British boxing. I think second, secondly boxing is watching Manny Pacquiao, because I'm obviously a big fan of him.
Oh yeah.
Destroy through the weight divisions.
Yeah. 3 fights this year.
All
3 great wins. I mean, you tend to forget that. I mean, he's hands down the best fighter of the year, isn't he? In my opinion, Kev. What do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet in a minute. Definitely.
Yeah,
That's even with Mayweather, I think.
Yeah. All right, Kevin. Listen, let me just ask you this. If you're now, I asked you this a couple of years running now. Next December, you're on the telephone to me just before Christmas, and I say to you, Kev, what was your highlight of 2009? What are you going to be able to tell me?
Me winning. Well, next year it'll be. Me winning the world title.
Go on, son. Kevin, listen, say hello to everybody in your family for me. Have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year, kid.
Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you, Kevin.
All the best, Kevin.
It's been a great guest, Kevin, on the show.
He has, friend of the show, and that's. But that, it's not no bias. Kevin Mitchell, Carl Johanneson, genuinely fight of the year. We're not the only ones who said it. British Boxing Board of Control gave that fight of the year as well.
That was a great dinner the British Boxing Board of Control had, yeah. And he's done. Little Kev's done a great job, man.
And he beat Walter Estrada in Atlantic City as well.
Yeah, and that was a good win. Estrada's former, I think he challenged Scott Harrison a couple of years ago. But more than that, he stayed composed. It wasn't ideal. He didn't go out till about the Tuesday or the Wednesday. And that's not great, Andy. When you're fighting overseas, your first big fight overseas, you want to be a bit more relaxed. I think go out a bit earlier. That's what Kevin talked about.
Is he a world champion in the making?
Oh yeah, Kev can. If Nicky Cook can beat Alex Arthur, then Kevin Mitchell can beat the equivalent. I'm not sure if he'll beat Nicky Cook because they're trained by the same guy, who's Nicky Cook's father, Paul Cook, great coach. But hey, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. People fall out in camps and we think people are friends and they're not friends. I'm not saying that's the case, but odder and stranger things have happened. I don't think it will